My diary was like a vague recollection in my mind from years gone by. And when it turned up in the back of a drawer in my mum's house, it was no surprise, really, because I thought, I knew I kept a diary back then. I kept a few of them. But looking back, when I was 17 and a half, or whatever it was, it's no different, really, to what it is now. Yeah, this is where we used to get ripped to shreds like we were really famous here. Yeah. We had a really ridiculously raving reception. The audience went berserk, far more than we expected. Well, watching the other bands at the time, like The Who, Kinks and the Yardbirds, whoever it was, the Stones, you know, we would just take a little from everybody's book and, you know, learn to steer different directions, you know, like away from the Shadows and the Walker Brothers and kind of get into the groove of what we were doing, more rock and roll, always on the go. How can it be now? Some of the drawings in the diary are from the original time of actually doing the diary, and others I've just done from memory of those times. I just kind of closed my eyes, opened them, and just done an immediate display of what was photographically in my mind after all those years, because it all comes flying back, you know, whether it's pushing an old car home or dustbin flying around the dressing room trying to collect the money after the gig. There's another entry in here. It says, "Great night last night, sick twice." Yeah, this is very precious. I said, how can it be now? I said, how can it be now? Yeah, it was quite a revelation reading how many gigs we actually were booked and forced to do. We used to love it though. We were young and trouble bounced off you and you just had one thing in mind, that was to play the music, to get rehearsed and, you know, act as if we were famous. You know, we'd already made it. In my head, I'd already made it. Some things don't change. You know, I just had that ambition since I was little. Yeah. How Can It Be? That was either the second or the third song I ever wrote. To revisit that song again, I didn't refer to the original because I couldn't find a copy of it, but I still had a vague memory of it in my head. And I thought, well, instead of trying to just revamp that, I'll just bear what I have in mind of the original and write a new song, basically. That's quite an interesting thing that will come out with the diary for the collectors, is this new revamped How Can It Be? People can share in my shock and surprise that actually this book exists, you know, like how can it be that I kept a diary and how can it be it survived this long? Have a look. I will show of your inner glow. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That should round it off.